Hi folks, and welcome back to Travels with Paddles.
My name is Hannah.
And I'm James, and today we have traveled 1,360 kilometers down the length of France to be able to paddle in the Verdon Gorge. Here's a map of the route, and total distance was 9.6 miles. So, it is my absolute pleasure to be bringing you this first video of what will be a three-part series on our paddles in the Verdon Gorge. We're starting our first paddle here at the Lac de Montpezat, which is situated between the Baudinard and the lower Verdon Gorges. First, we're going to head eastwards up the Baudinard Gorge towards the dam of Sainte-Croix. Then we'll turn around and come back to the Lac de Montpezat before heading southwards towards Artignosc. This is where we launched from. It's a handy little car park with a boat ramp on the northern bank of the lake. Here we are, setting off for the Baudinard Gorge. Hannah and I normally paddle as part of a larger group, but in this particular case, we decided to have a holiday just for the two of us. The sections of the Verdon that we paddled are all dam controlled, and so unless a dam is releasing water, there is essentially very little flow. At the bottom end of the Baudinard Gorge, the cliffs on either side are quite low, but don't worry, they'll be building up pretty soon. On numerous occasions we had the most spectacular reflections off the water surface onto the rocks. The water is strikingly clear and is home to quite a significant flora and fauna. The characteristic turquoise colour comes from a mixture of algae and glacial minerals. Due to a 3-month drought in the summer of 2022, the water levels along the length of the Verdon were generally quite low. This did, however, reveal striking rock formations and erosion that would otherwise have been covered. As we reach the Montagnac-Montpezat bridge, we get our first warnings of potential high flow during dam releases. All of the dams along the Verdon are fairly significant hydroelectric power stations. When generating, they discharge a high volume of water from the holding reservoir to the gorge below. As the gorges are narrow, this can result in quite fast flow rates. We didn't actually experience this while paddling during the day, but one evening we did see a dam discharging and the flow rates were probably around 3 to 4 knots. I suspect that during the summer months when the water levels are low and there are lots of tourist boats in the gorges, the dams probably don't release during the daytime. However, please don't take that as any form of guarantee from me, and please exercise caution when paddling in the gorges. Hannah and I did exchange the GoPro between us on several occasions during this paddle, so for once you get to see me paddling a little bit. You've probably noticed that the further we go up the Baudinard Gorge, the higher the cliffs become, and also the closer together they will become too. Here we have some ducks paddling, and then we have Hannah paddling too. It always looks really weird when you see the boats from beneath the surface of the water. Notice how it's pretty deep too. That means the water is always cold in the gorges. On a blazing summer day like this, we found that quite useful, as we could splash ourselves with the cold water and stop ourselves from overheating. The gorge is quite narrow now, and we have some more of those beautiful surface reflections. I'm sure you can guess what Hannah has been doing here. It really is an awe-inspiring landscape. As we paddled yet further up the gorge, we noticed an increase in the greenery growing out of the cliffs, and also an increase in the amount of water trickling down and forming little waterfalls. Here we have more signs warning us of the dam up ahead. A little waterfall serves to wash the boat and freshen us up. We were truly humbled by such massive scenery that has taken millions of years to form. There was even a beautiful rainbow. This line of marker buoys shows the limit of navigation. After a short pause, we turned round and headed back down the gorge. In the evening, I checked on a map, and when we were at the marker buoys, we were only about 100 metres from the base of the dam wall round the corner. Although it wasn't very busy when we paddled, on the way back we did come across more of the tourist boats. Thankfully, there is a ban on the use of any internal combustion powered outboard engines. This means that the tourist boats are all electric. This makes them a lot quieter, but you can kind of still hear them whirring along. Apparently, in the height of summer, the traffic levels can become quite intense, which is worth bearing in mind when you're planning your trip. I've included a fair number of clips on our return journey to the Lac de Montpezat, mainly because with the sun behind us now, the camera was able to pick out colours much better. About halfway along the gorge is this fairly large cave with a metal grating stopping you from entering. I could see it would be easy for paddlers and boaters to become trapped if you were inside and the water levels rose. There's even an escape ladder at the top, just in case. Where the gorge opens up into this lake that seems to be unnamed, we decided to have lunch. And today it's sweet and spicy rice. Back on the water, and we headed under the road bridge towards the Lac de Montpezat where we started. Here we took a left turn and headed due south across the lake towards the lower gorge. The lower gorge is very pretty, but it doesn't give the same impressive feeling as the Baudinard Gorge, as it's much wider and the cliffs are lower. However, we did spot this eroded portal in the side of the gorge and had to investigate further. Just look at that colour. We also saw these little guys just hanging out and doing their thing. I wonder how long this dead tree has been here. Feels kind of weird paddling over the top of it. After a short distance, the gorge opens up into the Lac d'Artignosc. We crossed the lake and then paddled round the bridge stanchions of the Pont du Verdon before turning back towards home. Then out of nowhere, we had a bunch of these little guys come and land on us. Anyhow, I hope you enjoyed the video of our paddle. We certainly had an amazing time paddling in the Baudinard Gorge and would recommend it for anyone. It's definitely a paddle to add to your bucket list. If you enjoyed this one, please check out the video for day 2. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and until next time, stay safe on the water.